My wife is now dead, and I had an affair with Ali's wife, and now he gave birth to my child, my second son. That's it. I will order Ali to take care of his wife's son, my illegitimate son. And then I will allow Ami to grow up with this son. I will name him Hassan. Amir and Hassan will grow up together. They will become friends. I will allow them to play with each other while they grow up. They will play kites together. They will run with each other. But I will make sure that they both know that they are not half siblings, half brothers. Because until then, the people will know that I have a Hazara son, and I will not allow it. This will affect my family's name. Rahim Khan, he knows that I will do this. I will ask him not to tell anybody, including my own son Ami and Hassan. This will be my biggest secret. I will keep this until the day that I die.
The whispers. The whispers of him. Hassan, my brother. A word I can barely bring myself to say. Even now, after all these years, brother, it tastes like ash in my mouth. They say time heals all wounds. They are wrong. Time festers them. It lets them burrow deeper until they become a part of you. A constant ache in your chest. Mine is Hassan. His name, his face, his unwavering loyalty, they are etched into my soul. I remember the kite fights, the thrill of victory, the cheers, all hollow. Because it wasn't my victory. It was Hassan's. He ran for me, he always ran for me, and I watched. I watched as Asif and his cronies cornered him in the alley. I saw the fear in Hassan's eyes. The way he looked at me, bleeding. And I did nothing. Worse than nothing, I turned away, I ran, just like I always did. Coward. That's what I am. A coward wrapped in the skin of a man. I told myself lies. That he was just a Hazara, that he wasn't my responsibility. Lies my fathers whispered, lies I clung to like a lifeline. But deep down, I know the truth. Hassan was more than just a servant's son. He was everything I wasn't. Brave, loyal, good. And what did I give him in return? Betrayal? Shame. I stole his innocence, his dignity, everything. And for what? A kite? A moment my father's fleeting approval? A hollow victory that haunts me till this day? They say there is a way to be good again. A way to wash away all the pain and all the stains of the past. But how? How do you atone for a sin that cuts so deep? How do you amend a heart you have broken yourself? I see his son now, so similar to Hassan. It's like looking into a mirror that reflects all my flaws, all my regrets. Maybe this is my chance. A chance to finally run for him. Yes, run for him, to run for Hassan. To finally be the man he deserved as a brother. Is it too late? Maybe it's too late. Maybe the redemption is beyond my reach. But I have to try. I have to. Or the whispers will never stop. The whispers that remind me of what I did, of what I lost. The whispers of Hassan.
It has been years since Hassan's passing. Living with regret and guilt, what Ami never realized is that Hassan was always watching him, wishing he could comfort, and tells him that it was never his fault.
My brother, you don't know how happy I am to have you as my blood and flesh. All those years, days and nights, I cherish every bit of memories that we share. No hatred I ever spare for you. For that, I hope you can stop blaming yourself. I hope with my son here with you, all your wounds can finally heal. May both of you forever stay in His grace. I pray for your happiness, brother, for you 1,000 times over.
So in this movie, we have highlighted two dominant issues, which is first, value of friendship, and also social class.
My personal reflection on the movie The Kite Runner revolves around two major issues, which are the value of friendship and the social class. Firstly, Hassan's unwavering loyalty to Amer, even in the face of betrayal, is a stark reminder of the friend that I aspire to be. It made me reflect on the times I may have fallen short in my own friendship, perhaps when I prioritize my own comfort or fears over the need of a friend, especially when the friends are having difficulties. But after all, in the movie, Hassan and Amer are just kids. And moving on to the next value is Amer's journey of guilt and eventual redemption. Is a powerful illustration of the human capacity to is a powerful illustration of the woman's capacity for both great mistakes and the potential for atonement. It made me think about the weight of guilt and the lengths one might go to in order to rectify past wrongs. It underscored the idea that redemption is not always easy, but it is always possible. This theme has encouraged me to be more mindful and my actions and their potential impact on others, and to be brave enough to confront my own mistakes and seek amends when necessary.
Based on the movie The Kite Runner, one of the prominent issues that we can see is the value of friendship. So this issue is highly relatable for me when I watch the movie, because we know that in the movie Hassan and Amir relationship really break down when Amir betray Hassan. So we can see that in the movie Hassan actually puts a lot of efforts in their friendship. For example, he willingly stand up for him, and he without hesitation would protect Amir from the bullies, even though he knew that everyone hates him and this will bring more harm to himself. Meanwhile, Amir was highly conflicted about the differences that they have, such as their caste difference and how the society see the relationship that they have. So I was in a position of Hassan's back then, where I tried my best to be the best friend that I could be for this one girl, and when suddenly everyone turns their back to me and I was like the hot topic in the class and suddenly everyone hates me, so instead of standing up for me and stay by myself, even though she knew that I was in the right position, because definitely it was not my fault, but since it's like the whole class against only me and I was the one that was wrong in front of other people, so she decided to change sides just because she wants to fit in. And I can see that this behavior is really similar to Amir's behavior, because he knew that Hassan was a Hazara boy, and at the end of the day he wanted to fit in with other people in their society, the society that always looked down on Hassan because of his social status. So the betrayal that I felt when I was watching this movie is same with the betrayal that I felt back then. So I really relate to the Hassan's character.
Okay, now let's move on to the next point, which is Ami was harsh towards Hassan in the story because Ami wants Hassan to hate him. In the story, we have two scenes where Ami was very harsh towards Hassan. First is where he threw a tomato to Hassan so that Hassan will hate him, and the second one is he hid his own watch under Hassan's pillow in his bedroom, and he accused Hassan of stealing it because for the same reason, he wanted Hassan to hate him. But actually, Hassan is very loyal towards Ami. I can relate this situation very much because I have this one friend who is very loyal to me and regarded me very highly, because same like what Hassan do to Ami. Hassan regarded or looked up to Ami very much, same like my friend, like I mentioned just now. Because she looked up to me very much, I had to cut her off because I wanted her to hate me, because she looked at me very high. I set myself to be at her standard of level, when actually I'm not, because I am imperfect. And in the end, I cut her off. We had a big fight, which ended up in us being not friends with each other.
So, if we're to talk about the value of friendship in the Kite Runner, the friendship between Ami and Hassan is the core of the story, right? So, it's both shaped by both loyalty and betrayal at the same time. Hassan's devotion, especially to Ami, is unmatched. Throughout the whole entire story, he is always for him. He's always there for him, even when we know Ami doesn't deserve him. This loyalty is a testament to the true value of friendship, where trust and support should be unconditional by both sides. However, Ami betrays him, right? Ami betrays Hassan, which creates a deep sense of guilt that haunts him throughout his life until he grows up, become like a very successful man. He was still haunted by the regret and the guilt. This shows how betrayal can severely affect not just a friendship but also one's identity and personal growth. Amir's journey to redeem himself is driven by the need to make up for the wrong he did to Hassan, demonstrating that the bonds of the friendship leave lasting impacts, shaping our decision and sense of self. Ultimately, the story teaches us that true friendship requires mutual respect, trust, and the courage to act with integrity, even in the face of difficult choices.
Well, moving on to the next highlighted issue, which is the social class. The stark divide between Amer's privileged Pashtun background and Hassan's Hazara heritage serves a constant reminder of the deep-seated inequalities that exist in our world. It made me reflect on my own position in society and the privileges that I may hold and the privileges that are not shared by everyone. So the way the social class shapes opportunities, relationships, and other perceptions of worth is a sobering reminder for all of us of the work that still needs to be done to create a more just and equal society.
This issue is the caste difference. I think it's really important for us to notice this issue because this is the reality of our world. And as we can see in the movie, until the end, Baba decided not to tell anyone about Hassan's identity, and even Amir found out about Hassan's from Rahim Khan. I think it's really selfish of him to do that because I believe that he did not care much about this caste difference when he had an affair with his servant's wife. However, when Hassan was born, suddenly he decided not to claim Hassan as his son just because the caste difference. I know that he still cared and he still loved Hassan as his son. However, I think it's almost as he was embarrassed of Hassan because of the caste difference. And actually, this is one of the true story that happened today, and it is about a famous singer from India. So this singer, she actually came from the lowest caste in India. So we know that the caste difference is really big in India, and her lover was from upper caste, I think, and I do believe that it's like the highest caste. So there's really big difference between both of them when it comes to social status. So it's really sad to see that they do not value the love much. Instead, they just care about the caste difference. So until the end, both of them decided not to marry to anybody else and stay loyal even though they can't be together. And until the singer's last breath, she died already, she decided not to be with anyone, and same goes to her lover. It's really weird to see that.
Next, let's move on to the next point, which is Baba is ashamed of having a Hazara son because he had an affair with Ali's wife, and then she born his son, which is also a Hazara. And Baba is also afraid that if society knows that he has a Hazara son, people will treat him badly too because of the social caste where Hazara is regarded as lowly compared to Pashtun, which regarded very highly. I can relate to this situation, which happens during my time in my schooling years. There's this one senior of mine. She was caught alone with her boyfriend, and because people found out, they regarded her as very sinful and lowly, and because of that, she and her boyfriend ended up leaving that school. They moved to other schools because she and her boyfriend did not want to be shameful because of what they did. Although it is very, like I said before, sinful, and they did the mistake, and I believe that they have learned their lesson. But when people know that that you do wrong, something that you do wrong, they will treat you badly. Not like before, when maybe they don't know what you're doing, or maybe they know that you're not sinful or you're very pure and all that. So people will change because of what you do. Just like Baba is very guilty and also ashamed because if people know that he has a Hazara son, people will treat him badly.
Alright, so moving on to the next point, which is social class, one of the highlighted issues for the movie today. In the Kite Rhino, the movie itself, the hidden truth about Amir and Hassan's relationship shines a light on the harsh realities of social class and its impact on people's life. The fact that Amir himself, a Pashtun, and Hassan, a Hazara, are half brothers, yet kept apart due to the fact that they are in different social class, shows how deeply ingrained social hierarchies are and how it can affect relationships and opportunities in our life. This issue actually still resonates today, up until now. In many societies, even though we don't personally feel it or relate to it, a lot of any other societies that actually still, practice caste and everything, especially in places that still practice, that still where caste, race or economic status define how people are treated. We can see in India specifically, individuals like Hassan can face discrimination simply for their background, regardless of their actual true worth. You know, how smart you are, how incredible you are at something. Just because you are from that particular race or that particular case, you are treated differently, and you are not given the chance or the opportunities that you were supposed to get. Social class can limit access to not only education, it can limit access to jobs, and even basic human rights, creating a divide that's really hard for us to overcome. So you see, in today's world, we continue to see people trapped by these invisible barriers, I would say, whether it's through systemic racism, economic inequality, or, as for this case, caste-based discrimination. Social class still dictates so much about how we live, who we interact with, and the opportunities that we get. So The Kite Runner, the movie, reminds us how important it is to challenge these systems and fight for equality for all, regardless of their background.